Good morning, KFO family. We are at Orange Friday.
Can you say hi, Knut?
Hi.
Knut's got a little bit of a cold,
Hi.
and Chris has got our discount codes. Can you show them what you get when you come to Orange Friday?
Good.
So they give you a scratch off where you get a percentage off, and I got a 10%, and Chris got a 15%, so that'll be off our entire purchase. So now we're just kind of shopping around, and everybody gets an Orange Friday hat. And it's been a couple years since we've been here. The main thing we came in for was to get some more Autumn Blend Scent Killer. And they got a $5 off rebate on that right now too. So we're gonna look and see what other deals we can find. There are so many people here. I don't think I've ever been to an Orange Friday with as many people as are here today. So it's kind of crazy. We're gonna look at some stuff for Kaiser and Coda. And then I'm gonna swing back up through the hunting stuff. Alright, hey everybody. It's finally light enough where we can get a pretty good idea of what's going on around us. We've seen some pheasants this morning, and we finally just seen our first deer straight out in front of us. But it was just a little doe, I think, that bedded down. Just got a very quick glimpse of it, so it's been fairly active. Oh, there's a deer out there again. There she is. So I don't know if this is the same deer I was just looking at, but
A doe?
yeah. We have heard a lot of shooting this morning, but that's the second deer we've seen, unless it's the same one. I will say this is probably the slowest opening morning I've had as far as seeing deer. The last couple of years we've seen a lot of deer, or I've seen a lot of deer in the morning. I don't know, have you and Grandpa seen a lot the last 2 years?
No, we've only seen like one or two, and that's it.
Yeah. Last year, there was deer everywhere. And they're just not seeing the same amount of deer down here this year, which is kind of weird. You'd think after the really mild winter we had last year, the population would be a little bit better, but it's kind of the general consensus. And even what I've noticed when we've come down for pheasant hunting, we usually leave in the evening and drive home. And the places where we would see a lot of deer, Alberta, Donley area, Herman, we're not seeing anything going home at night. So I think I've seen one deer since pheasant opener on our way down here. And then scouting out in North Dakota last weekend trying to find a duck field, we did see a couple nice herds of deer out there when I was out with Nick scouting, but all in all, not a lot of deer this year that I've seen compared to past years. So this is probably going to end up being a multiple part video if we don't get it done today. See all those pheasants, bud? Landing out in front of Al's. A bunch of roosters there, 3 of them.
Yeah.
But we're out here just having fun, watching the pheasants, looking for deer. It's a little windy this morning, but my only complaint so far is when we went to Orange Friday yesterday, I bought some of our favorite Scent Killer Autumn formula, and I went to spray it on this morning and the sprayer nozzle was broke on it. So at some point today, I'm going to have to go to town and find a spray bottle so we can use our Scent Killer. There's a bunch of geese. It's truly my favorite time of year. You get to watch all the wildlife, getting ready for migration, deer in the rut. Pheasants are doing pheasant things. I mean, it's just my favorite time of year. All the golds and browns, a little bit of green left.
not much.
Chill in the air. I love fall. I live for fall. So we're gonna take a break here until we have some action and spend a little bit of father-son time, and then if we don't get it done this morning and see you again, tonight I'm gonna try and bring Canute out for his first time deer hunting. So we'll probably talk to you guys here in a little bit. We seen 2 bucks this morning and possibly a doe, but I'm kind of starting to question if it was a doe or not. One of the bucks that we seen was quite a bit smaller, and then there was one that once I glassed at the rack, it was okay. I don't know if it was better than our one that we got last year, but they were both off our property. Definitely in range. Could have taken a shot if they would have been on our side, but that is kind of the trouble with this spot, is it is kind of up against 2 other properties. One's state land, the other is our neighbors. So the couple deer we seen this morning, that little mound right next to our neighbor's deer stand, that's when we first noticed both of the bucks. And they kind of followed that fence line. You can see the signs there. And they followed that fence line kind of along the bottom of that hill. And then they would go down into that thicker grass, and then they'd go down into the trees there. But neither one of them stayed there. They both came up back out of the trees. And then kind of center screen, you can see there's a little bit of a valley between those 2 hills. They went up that, and then they kind of tracked and went into those trees there. So in past years, deer have done a really similar thing out here, where they followed this fence line. And those signs there, it's kind of where our property, the state property, and then our neighbor's property all comes together. So typically in the past, I've seen them, follow that fence line, and they're either coming out of these trees or they're going down to those trees. And typically in the morning, they're going down to those trees. Then in the afternoon, we'll see them coming out of there. But last year, my buck that I shot, who Canute has lovingly named Ramen, he came following that little creek, and I seen him right about here, kind of where that dead tree's at. And then he just followed the hillside, and then right above where those really thick cattails are, that's right about where I shot him, halfway up that hill. And he didn't make it too far. It's about center of screen where I found him. And then the year before that was Billy. That was my nice 10-pointer, my first 10-pointer. And right by this bush, or this little tree, not sure what kind it is, but right at center screen there, that's where I was able to get my first crack at him, and he actually kept going till he hit the wildlife. And then I got another shot at him before he jumped over there. So, but everything on the back side of that fence is state-owned. Got a lot of brush. Got a creek that runs through there, Muddy Creek. And then we've got our new corn food plot over here this year. It's the first year we've had that. And then if you come back around to the south, the evergreens are at neighbor's place. And then I think it's been in one of our pheasant hunting videos, but maybe not. We're just kind of on top of a hill here. There's another little creek, a couple other bigger hills that start off there. So it's very scenic, very pretty, very relaxing for me to be out here. Spent tons of time out here when I was Christopher's age and even younger, all the way through my teenage years. So it's my relaxing place. I enjoy being out here. You say hi to everybody?
Hi, I'm Canoe.
Are you excited to be out for your... How many times have you gone deer hunting before? Is this your first time?
One time I was going pheasant hunting and I tripped.
And he tripped. And Knut's got a tiny cold, but we had to try it. He even brought his gun with.
Yeah, my Poplin.
Oh, you're gonna scare the deer. You're gonna scare the deer. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So, if we see a deer, he's got his pop gun with. And we sprayed down with our scent killer in a cheap bottle because the regular bottle didn't work.
Yeah.
And what else do we got? We got the big can bleat. Can you show them how that works? Do you remember?
Yeah. Is
Tip it.
yeah. Yeah, that's like that.
Do you think we're gonna see any deer?
And then if we see any deer coming for us, I'm trying to move our stand off the ground, then we'll have to scare them away.
And it started raining, and it's windy, so it's kind of gross weather, but hopefully we get a chance to see a deer. There's a guy walking out in the wildlife right now, so maybe he'll scare one out to us. We'll see what happens.
And we got my chocolate milk.
Yep, Knut's got a chocolate milk, so he sits here and is a good boy.
And I can drink out of it and taste so hot. And then I could close it back up, like shut it right there.
You're wearing some fancy clothes. You got your Drake jacket on, and you got your non-typical by Drake on. And then the fanciest of all, he's got his KFO stocking cap. Should people buy KFO stocking caps?
Yeah.
What colors do we have? Do you remember?
Orange, like I'm wearing, and you're wearing.
And then there's gray?
No.
Orange, gray, and black, right?
Orange and gray, like your shirt's orange.
Yep. But what color KFO hats do we have? Are they orange, gray, and black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even have our own deer stand, everybody.
Yep, we got our own deer stand, don't we?
And the most important thing.
Uh-oh, here he goes again.
This.
Oh, he's got the deer pee.
Yeah, this.
Is that the most important thing?
You smell their pee. And you smell their pee.
I might have to seal this window up a little bit. It's getting wet. Okay, let's put that down so it doesn't get spilt. That'd be stinky.
Oh, gross. We don't need that. And more important thing.
So we'll come back if we see anything. Can you say good luck to all the hunters out there?
Good luck. And we have Christopher's bottle too.
Yeah.
Bye.
Chris left his bottle. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's like the third time I've seen him today. Yeah, he must have got caught up on the fence. Or hit something on his way down, because I heard him way before I seen him. crazy shot. When he was straight over from the stand, that was like 50 yards, I think. But definitely a younger deer. Definitely promising though. He did exactly what I'm used to them doing, following that fence line down through the little bit of a stream that's there and then up towards the stand. So pattern has been the same for as long as I can remember out here. But if the deer are gonna start moving, I'm just gonna be quiet and we'll see what happens. Alright, well, we got another buck out to the west and got about 22 minutes. See if he makes his way over here, get a better look. Got a doe out in front of us too, out in the state land. So, definitely a little bit of moving. I really want to see this other buck, he's really dark. I've seen him a couple times a day. His neck and head are like almost black, it's crazy. Alright everybody, it's shooting light. Got a new battle today. It is super foggy. I can't see a whole lot of anything. Even to the next hill over where our neighbor's got his deer stand. It's not very visible, so hopefully this fog will burn off and we can see again. I'm out here by myself this morning, so we will see what happens, but very hard to see. And I mean, that fog is thick. The pheasants are already back at it this morning. I've had a couple land right by the blind. But yeah, that's 8 times zoomed in, and I mean, you can tell it's there, just barely. And unfortunately, that's where we've been seeing most of our deer in the morning, is on that far hill, so like I said, hopefully it'll burn off, but I guess we won't know until a little bit more time goes by. Hey KFO family, we are out for our Sunday evening sit. I decided to switch what blind I was in, so a little different setup over here. There's a lot more cover. And we'll do a little spin around here, show everybody what we're working with. Okay, so for those who have watched our pheasant hunting videos, you probably know where we're at. But we got some trees, got a big slough back there, bunch of cattails out in front of us. And we got some more evergreens and then our 2 old food plots to the west of us here. So, sounds like last night they got a deer out of this trail here. So hopefully we can have some similar luck tonight. Christopher called that one in, so just put a little proof into the fact that deer calls do work, I guess. I'm usually more of a just sit and let whatever happens happen kind of deer hunter, but he did have luck using a snort wheeze, I believe, last night. So we'll see what happens. The fog finally burnt off from this morning, which I was extremely happy about. I could not see anything this morning sitting in my stand. Not even pheasants. And I could hear them. They were right by the stand, but could not see anything. That fog was really thick, so luckily it's pretty good visibility right now. We've got about 3 hours until we're done for the weekend, and then if we don't get it done today, I will be back out Thursday evening. But like I said earlier, this will probably be a 2-part video. We'll do first weekend as a video, and then if we get to second weekend, that'll be its own video. So hopefully we see something today. I don't have an issue going hunting for another weekend, but paying for that out-of-state tag, there's always the anxiety of not getting it filled, so, and the lack of seeing any deer is kind of disheartening. But we'll see what a little change of scenery does. They've been seeing a lot more over here than I have over where I've been sitting. Hopefully that trend continues. There's definitely more of an opportunity over here for places for them to bed down and stuff, so I think this is a pretty good spot to sit in the evening. The last 3 years, the deer taken out of the stand has been an evening sit, so hopefully we can get another one tonight. And the most consistent part of my stand is it's always Friday of second weekend. So I know where we'll be Friday if we don't have a deer by then. But there's just so much different terrain over here. You got hills, you got a big body of water, you got multiple tree groves, you got a creek, and then there's a bunch of different fence lines and stuff for the deer to follow too. And then, like I mentioned earlier, if you've watched our pheasant videos, you know that we've got some paths mowed through the rushes and cattails and stuff. So, and they do tend to stick to those pretty religiously. So hopefully that'll help us. We got 2 of them right out in front of us, and then one that's out a little bit farther, but with that Savage 220, I know that everything I see right now is within range. So it's just a matter of if the right deer is going to step out and give me the opportunity. I was trying to find that call that Christopher had, but he must have put it in his pocket and taken it with him. So I'm not seeing it out here. I did bring both of my calls with, though. This Extractor by Flextone is a pretty neat call. It's kind of a 4-in-1. There's this little slider at the bottom that you can adjust. You can go from a fawn to a doe at about halfway to a buck. So obviously that was the buck, and it is even labeled on the side. There's a B, a D, and an F. try the doe. And the fawn. And then there's a little snort wheeze deal on the top. So I don't know, Flextone, they make good stuff. I've been enjoying getting some different Flextone stuff. From our turkey decoys up to some of the different turkey calls that I've got. And then this extractor call. And then it's kind of the running thing here the last couple of years. You gotta have a Primos bleat can. They used one in this blind 2 years ago and got a really nice buck out of here with that. So Christopher's been obsessed with these. We seen this one yesterday when we ran to town, so we had to get one more. Canute loves this thing too. It's pretty simple. You just tip it upside down. There's a hole on the bottom. You can see that. And put your finger over it. So everybody's got a bleat can by Primos in their stand. And then this is it's called the True Talker OG. And this is my stepdad's buck grunt. And ooh, that one gets real low. I like that. That's a nice call. It's really simple. I like the versatility of the one that I've got, though, having the 3-in-1. So if you guys have a favorite deer call, comment down below what it is. My other favorite one that I have that I can't find right now, and I wish I could, was made by Hayes when that company still existed. It was like an old school call, like it was a wooden buck grunt. And they had some little necklace calls too. And I don't know if I still have any of those, but if I do, I'll make sure to include them in a video sometime. We had a mallard necklace. There was a wood duck necklace. And then we had little buck grunt necklaces, and it was funny because they actually worked really well. And I sold them like crazy when I'd go work like the Shield shows and stuff. You know, it seemed gimmicky, but it was a cheap call option for a parent to get their kids, and it actually was a functioning call. I remember one of the last shows that Benny, that owned Hayes and made all the calls, did in Louisiana. They had the world's biggest duck call, which was made by Duck Commander, and that was a functioning call. And then next to that, they had the world's smallest functioning duck call, and that was the Hayes call necklace. So that's pretty cool. I miss being part of the Hayes family. We lost Benny to cancer, I think it was last year now. Hard to believe it's already been that long, but I was on staff with Hayes for 7 or 8 years and did a handful of shows and had some very regular customers, and I don't know, that part of my hunting life I've been missing it, but at the same time it's been kind of fun trying different calls and seeing what's out in the world now, how much stuff has changed in the last couple of years with duck and goose calls. But my lanyard is still full of Hayes calls. If you can find some of the Hayes duck calls online, I'd strongly recommend you get them. They're a good, affordable call, and they sound awesome. So, just a little bit of background about me for those that are new to the channel, new to the page. All right, CAFO family, thank you for tuning in this week. We did not see any more deer Sunday night. We headed back to Wahpeton and plan on being back in the Morris area on Thursday to continue chasing our deer for the 2024 season. We'll say this weekend was a lot of fun, having both the boys out in the stand and getting to see Knut on his first deer hunt, and then getting to spend some time with Chris. So even though we didn't get our deer, we did see quite a few deer and made a ton of memories. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you for part 2 next week.
Who's our favorite sunflower seeds?
JC Smoke Spits.
What flavors do they have?
Smoked tail and buffalo and smoked buffalo and the original smoke